that tire to go flat. That's enough silence. I guess I'll start talking now. I spent about 2 hours yesterday evening cleaning that stuff up around there, around the light pole. I pulled the old 70 forward. I hooked onto it with the front of the tractor here, and I backed up and pulled it up so I could mow where it was sitting. Put gas in the Massey Ferguson and got it started. I hooked the blade onto it, and I've got a problem with it. I'll show it off here in a minute. This is an old pickup trailer. Don't ask me what year or what it came off of, but it's just one old pickup trailer that my grandpa had. My dad's had to put probably 2 or 3 different tongues on it. It hasn't been moved forever, and I finally decided to move it back here where the old barn lot used to be, so it's out of my way so I can mow a little bit easier. Let's go up here to the Massey Ferguson. That down there, see where I'm sitting right now, all of this out here I mow with my lawnmower. It does a much better job. I've got a 50-inch deck. But that down there is too rough. That's what I use the tractor for. I mow a path across the pond dam. All that up there is hay ground. We just got our hay put up. So that's why it actually looks good. It didn't put out as much hay as it normally does. We usually get 5 bales. It only gave us 2. So we're gonna have to lime it this fall. This carburetor needs some adjusting. Old Massey here. There's an extension arm that goes from that point back there up to this, out to here, that kind of helps balance whatever tool you've got hooked onto it. And when I went to unhook the tractor, as y'all might have known from my last video, this we had the two-prong bale fork. I've got it drug up over there in front of the smokehouse. It was hooked up to this tractor. Last I knew, when I came to move old Massey, it was sitting right here. It wasn't hooked up. My dad unhooked it. He stole some pins out of it to hook up the brush cutter to the John Deere. So I assumed it was unhooked. And when I went to move to try to pull away, the tractor wouldn't move, and that bar that goes underneath the axle there dug itself into the ground and bent it up. So I got to get that straightened out and get it put back on here. Otherwise this blade moves back and forth. It'll rub up against the tires, and I still got to get it adjusted. It won't stay up high enough, and this tractor, it doesn't want to hold the tools up very well. We used to brush cut with it before we got the 2010, and it would slowly but surely let that brush cutter back down. You had to kind of constantly be watching it and lifting it back up while you were brush cutting. And this blade's a little bit heavier, I think, than that brush cutter. Maybe not quite as heavy, but it doesn't raise up quite as high as I'd like it to. I need to get it adjusted. But whenever I was moving it around last night, I had to really watch it because I was about to start digging into the ground. You might be asking why I got it pushed up against the car trailer here. Believe it or not, it took me 2 hours to do all this crap. This was all grown up in weeds. I got everything moved out of my way. Once I got this started, and after I had to pull that bar out of the ground and everything and tried to straighten it out. I used the Massey to hook onto that pickup trailer. I pulled it up to the house and pumped up the tires on it. Of course, I knew they wouldn't stay up, but I pumped them up, then I parked it down there because it's just in the way up here. Now I got a little more room to mow up here. And the bale fork was sitting right here in front of the electric meter. I drug it up there on the concrete so it'll be out of my way for mowing. I've got a 3-point bale fork here that still needs to be moved, but it's not really in the way. It's pretty much out of the way. I can mow most of this, make it look a little nicer. I hooked onto my car trailer here with my pickup, and I went around the bend up there around the campers, and down here's my pond right over here. I got around here and I knew this sucker wasn't hooked on right, and it's real tricky to get it on because the deal on it is just screwed up. Well, that sucker came unhooked on me. It unlatched itself as I made the corner to come down the hill here. The trailer kept going. It just kept going. It kept going for the pond, and I thought, oh shit, our homemade car trailer is going to go straight for the pond. Well, it stopped. I mean, it wasn't moving very fast, so I had to hook onto it again. And silly me, I should have had the chains hooked up to it. I just had it hooked up to the ball. I knew it wasn't hooked up, you know, it wasn't latched right, but I knew it was good enough just to pull it out of the way, but it came unhooked, and away it went. I was going to put it somewhere else so it's out of the way for mowing. Thought about putting it down there with that trailer, but I'd rather keep it up here. When I unhooked it right here, it rolled away on me. It's got a lot of weight on the back, and there's nothing actually holding it up here on the front. There's no jack on it or anything, and as you can see, there's probably about 6 inches of clearance underneath it right now, so it's actually kind of balancing itself off the axles. And it rolled away a good 3 or 4 feet from me. There's a little bit of a hill, a little dip right here. I want it up on the asphalt as much as I can so I can mow the grass around it. Well, it rolled away from me. That was before I had the blade hooked up to the Massey. And I wanted to get it back up here, and I wasn't going to hook it back up to the truck just to move it. So once I got the blade hooked up to the tractor, I just pushed it back up where I want it. Then I shut the tractor off and left it there. And now I've got a block over there in front of the tire, so I can pull away from it now, and it'll stay there. So, yeah. Still no more progress on the 70. My dad, about 3 weeks ago, fell out of a truck. Basically broke a vertebra in his back. We haven't done any more work to the carburetor. It's ready to be put back on. So it's just a matter of time before we get this old girl started. You can see where it was sitting back here, and I got tired of looking at all the grass that was growing up around it. Made it look like an old relic, which it still does look like an old relic. But I needed to mow it, so I pulled it up out of the way. And that's what I did last night, and believe it or not, I got that blade hooked on just in time, and Lord knows we need it. It started to rain, and unfortunately it did not rain enough. Just a tiny little patch on the radar and it was gone. That's why I got a little plastic on my seat there. I didn't want to get my butt wet. Not like it's going to hurt me any. I can barely afford to put gas in these tractors, but I got a 5-gallon jug. I probably put 2 gallons in this Massey Ferguson. So that thing, it doesn't have very much in it to run. But until we get that bar straightened out, I can't really use it. And I got to get this blade adjusted. And hopefully my next paycheck, I'll be able to get some more gas. I really wish YouTube would hurry the hell up. It's been a month and a half, 2 months since I've met their requirements. And I could be making, $100 a month now off YouTube, which is not a lot. It's not a livable amount, but $100 a month would pay, a couple bills. It really could help out, and it was really starting to help me out a great deal when they took it away from me. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I'm still making videos because I enjoy making them. I hear YouTube is actually suspending a bunch of small YouTube channels, so I hope I'm not a threat of that, but if so, I'm going to be kind of upset because, I've made a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. I enjoy what I'm doing, but I don't know. I guess YouTube has kind of dug itself into that hole A lot of creators have invested their time into a lot of different things on YouTube, and the fact that YouTube is treating them the way they are is just kind of crappy. Off that subject, the 3-point on this tractor, after using it a while, it kind of gets to bouncing when it's sitting still, just real quick. My dad says there's an adjustment on here that will get it to stop, but it's not doing it now, so I'm not really too worried about it. I'm actually going to be taking off this afternoon. I was going to go hang out. I had actually a lot of different plans. Was going to spend it with my aunt. She's moving cows with my uncle, so couldn't do that. I was going to spend the afternoon with a friend I haven't seen in like 6 months. Last time I saw him, he moved into an apartment, and he's since moved out of that apartment. I'm going to go spend some time with him. So that's what my plans are. Now I've got a cousin and her daughter are coming up like 2 hours away. There's a softball tournament in one of the larger towns in our area, and they want us to come watch it, and I think they're staying with my parents. So I think I'm going to go and watch that softball tournament, and then probably head over to my friend's house afterwards, because, you know, it's Saturday night. We have all night to hang out. Not a lot to say about the weight loss, guys. I've kind of plateaued, you know. I don't know if any of you know who Boogie2988 is. I know a lot of my new subscribers. I got a lot of new subscribers here lately. Probably a lot of you are subscribed to me here lately because of all the videos I've been doing here on the farm. So you probably have no idea who he is, but he got a gastric bypass, went from like 500 pounds or a little less. He's down to like 470 something, maybe a little less now. And I'm at 394. I've been at 394 for about a week now. So apparently it's kind of plateaued. But I also have had a few other things going on with my back. I've been on a medication that's supposed to help with the nerve endings, and it made me absolutely batshit crazy. And the last week I have decided not to take it anymore, with consultation from my doctor, of course. I didn't just quit taking it, but I feel so much better. It made me so bad, OCD, like I could not stand to get up in the morning and leave home without worrying about doing laundry and all kinds of crap. I credit most of the OCD I was having the past couple of months to this medication. Now, is my back pain going to start coming back really bad? I don't know. And one thing I'm kind of, you know, upset about is this medicine also was supposed to be kind of an agent for helping losing weight. So I don't know if that's going to slow the process down or not. Hopefully it doesn't. Now, when I say I haven't really lost any weight in the past week, that might not be entirely true. I might be starting to gain some more muscle mass, because I do a lot of climbing up and down and moving all the time at work. And whenever I weigh myself, you know, there's a good fluctuation of 3 to 5 pounds every day. I always try to weigh myself in the morning after I've gone to the bathroom and stuff, and I usually am down to about 394 where I want to be. But, you know, after eating and stuff and drinking a lot of water during the day, I have weighed myself, and I'll be back up as much as 398, 399, which is discouraging, but I know for a fact, you know, that's water weight. And the fact that I come back down to 394, that's apparently where I'm at. That's where I'm at when you take in the water weight. So, yeah. I wanted to make this video, guys. I'm sorry that in the beginning I don't talk much. I'll probably make a caption at the beginning of the video that there will be commentary shortly into the video, so you guys will make it to where I start talking. When I originally started this video, it was just going to be a really short video of like starting up the 2010 John Deere, because I wanted to make something that would get a bunch of views on YouTube, and it was just going to be short of starting up the John Deere, and I figured that might get a bunch of views or something. But you know, I don't really care about the views anymore. I like just doing what I do. I like talking about stuff, and you know, just I hate cussing, but to hell with YouTube and their stupid algorithm. I'm so sick of it, It's ridiculous. I've gotten to the point where, they've changed everything, and I've made it to that point to where they changed it, and now they're dragging their feet to where, at first it was the end of April where I could have got back into the program, but now it's supposedly end of June. Who knows? That might change again. End of June, maybe they'll push it back to the end of August. And then who knows, maybe they'll just delete my channel altogether. I do not know. But either way, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for subscribing to my channel, getting me to where I am, getting me to the hour requirements, the subscriber count, all of that. And I'm not going to give up on the weight loss. Like, every day I'm with my dad every day. He actually gained 10 pounds his last doctor's appointment. And he's kind of discouraged about that. And I told him, it's like, well, you have to look at yourself. You go in and you grab a can of soda every day when we go in the office. And every day I tell him, don't get that soda, get the water. I don't drink soda anymore. And I am going to have to say, I did drink like one can the other day and maybe the day before that. But gosh dang, you get that craving for some carbonated drink. You just got to have it. But compared to how I could sit there and drink a 12-pack over a day or 2 days over the weekend, it's great the way I changed that. I think that's a major difference in my lifestyle. It's changed the way I feel, and it's really helping me lose weight. I think that's how I've gotten here, and especially eating. I mean, my eating may not be what most experts would say, still a very good and healthy eating diet. But really what I've been doing is basically self-inducing starvation. I wouldn't call it that because I do eat, but I don't eat hardly anything during the day. When I come home, I try to slow myself down as much as possible. Whenever I actually can tell a difference. My stomach outward appearance, when people think stomach, they think the whole belly overhang thing. Well, your stomach is just a little part inside of your body, and my stomach itself, deep down inside all this fat, has shrunk, because I could easily sit there and eat 3 sandwiches when I get home and still be hungry. Before, I'd scarf them down and just want to keep eating because I'm depressed. Nowadays, I can't even hardly get through 1 sandwich. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to get away from eating sandwiches because of the bread. Cutting out the bread's important. Another great big thing is, I'm an only child. My mom and dad love me. Every day at the end of the day of work, I'm right there at home at the end of the day. They want me to come home and eat. I have to say no every day. Say no to mom, say no to their food. I go home and eat what I eat. And that's how I've been making the progress. So hopefully one of these days, I'm going to get back in front of the camera. It may be sooner than later, and there may not be much of a difference in my face or anything, but I was kind of hoping to not show myself for a while. Maybe there would be a noticeable difference. I hadn't seen my aunt in a month, maybe a little less, and I saw her the other day, and she's like, "You've lost weight." And I'm like, "Oh, surely not." And she's like, "Yes, you have." Almost all of my shirts I'm wearing now cover up my overhang. I know that's kind of a weird thing to talk about, and it's kind of uncomfortable for me to talk about, but all of my shirts are fitting looser. My pants are fitting looser. Everything is just kind of falling into place, so I want to continue this progress. I think my dog is barking at something down at the driveway. Could be a squirrel, could be someone coming up here. So I'm going to wrap this video up, guys. Like I said, sooner or later, I am going to get in front of the camera. I'm going to discuss my actual progress. Hopefully, another 10, 15 pounds will go before I actually do that. I think she's barking at a squirrel. You have to forgive this commentary video of mine, because I'm circling. I'm just circling here and talking. That's the way I'm wanting to do this for now. But like I said, it'd be great if I could lose another 10, 15 pounds before I do an actual update video on my weight loss. Because because I am down 25 pounds. That's great. I mean, when I look down at myself, I don't see it. But the more that I'm standing out here and just kind of bobbing around, like 25 pounds ago, I'd be out of breath right now because I couldn't stand up this long. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys that watch me can see that difference. But I'm not out of breath right now. I'm doing a lot better. So yeah, I am actually going to end this video now. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you later.